This is DEC Signal, your weekly briefing for District 65 educators. 4 minutes. The updates that matter. Let's go. Kingsley is closing. The board made it official. If you work at Kingsley, here's what you need to understand. You do not apply to a new school. That's not how this works. Teacher assignments are governed by state law, your contract, tenure rules, and certification requirements. The district will place you based on those rules, not based on applications or preferences. DEC is in weekly conversations with the district on exactly how this process will unfold. Your union is at the table advocating for you. If you have questions about your specific situation, your tenure status, your certification, your rights, talk to your building rep or contact DEC directly. Don't rely on rumors. This is complicated. There are real legal protections here, and DEC is making sure the district follows them. For educators at other buildings, some of your colleagues from Kingsley will be joining your staff next fall, and some Kingsley families will be redistricted to your school. Start thinking now about how you welcome both colleagues who didn't choose to leave and students who didn't choose to transfer. The Willard TWI immersion program is also closing. The board confirmed it last night. Here's the situation. Families were told in December, after school let out for winter break. There was a community meeting last week that parents described as a 1-hour therapy session that answered very little. A second virtual meeting is scheduled for Wednesday. But here's what's missing. No one has asked educators for input on this transition. No one has asked parents how to make this work. If you teach in TWI, at Willard or anywhere, and you have ideas about how to support these families and these students, this is the moment to speak up. Talk to your building rep. Bring it to DEC. The district is making decisions, but they're not asking the people who actually know these kids. The February 4th foster school meeting is a big deal for TWI families. That's where they'll decide if they trust this transition enough to send their kids there. 2 quick notes on things that have calmed down. For now, ICE activity in Evanston has been quieter the past couple of weeks. That doesn't mean it's over. Families are still scared. Kids are still anxious. If you have students who've been affected, or who you suspect have been affected, keep doing what you're doing. Be a steady presence. That matters more than you know. And on the budget, the board is still figuring out how to close a $4 to $5 million gap. Options on the table include cutting pre-K transportation, consolidating low enrollment classes, and yes, more layoffs. None of that is decided yet. We'll keep you posted as it develops. All right, here's the part that actually matters. What can you do this week? 1. If you work at a closing school or a school receiving new students, document everything. Your observations about what's working and what's not, that's valuable. Write it down. DEC may need that information when advocating for resources. 2. If you're seeing kids struggling, whether it's the transitions, immigration fears, or just the general chaos, flag it. Use the systems you have. Talk to your counselor. Talk to your admin. And if you're not getting support, talk to your building rep. 3. The February 4th foster meeting is important. If you're a TWI educator or you work with TWI families, consider showing up, or at least paying attention to what comes out of it. Families need to see that educators care about this program, not just administrators. 4. Take care of yourself. This has been a brutal year. We're not even through January, and we've had a superintendent indicted, schools closing, programs shutting down, and federal agents in our community. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That's DEC Signal for this week. Real quick, we want this podcast to actually help you. If there's something you need to know that we're not covering, tell your building rep. Tell DEC leadership. We'll get it in. Next week, what to watch for on the budget, and an update on staffing timelines. Until then, take care of each other.